welcome everyone. It's a very special day where we get to commemorate and remember a very, very, very special woman who's very dear to all of us for lots of different reasons, and it's really good to be joined by some of her very close friends today. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. It's really important that we commemorated Nilgün, and for me personally as well, as a Turkish woman, Nilgün was a real trailblazer. She was one of the first Turkish councillors in London, if not the UK, and what that must have meant at that period in time, I can't even imagine, because it's still pretty tough to be a woman of colour in politics, but just in a high position. So I thank Nilgün, I thank her for leading the way and allowing those of us to come up behind her, and I wouldn't be here as leader of Haringey Council if it wasn't for Nilgün Kanlı. Now, I've got a whole list here of Nilgün's achievements and things that she did over the years in terms of working with British-Turkish relations, something she was very, very passionate about, and of course the European Union, which seems so long ago now, but these were issues that Nilgün really took up. And when I was an officer back in 2005 working for Haringey Council, Nilgün was my cabinet member for community safety, and one of the things that she really championed at that point in time was violence against women and girls and trying to tackle that and domestic violence. And I just remember on the side of River Park House a big banner saying we will tackle domestic violence, and that was Nilgün's real passion. So it's a real poignant moment to be here today, actually, with all of you. And as I said, if it wasn't for Nilgün, women like me wouldn't be here today. So thank you, Nilgün. And we've got some very special guests today. We've got Tom Cockley with us, Deputy Mayor for Housing in London. We've got Bambos Charalambos, newly elected MP for Southgate and Wood Green. And we've got Joanne McCartney, Deputy Mayor for London, and a whole host of other people, including council colleagues, Sarah Williams, Cabinet Member for Housing here as well. So, real pleasure to be with you all, and let's go ahead and celebrate this absolutely fabulous woman who touched all of our lives in so many ways. Thank you.
Well, Perai said a lot of what I was going to say. Nilgün was a trailblazer, but she was also a wonderful colleague. I was a councillor for 23 years in Enfield before I became elected to Parliament. Our times as councillors coincided. You'd always see Nilgün at conferences. She'd always be very passionate about the work that she was doing as cabinet member for, I think it was the environment, and she really sort of fought the case for her constituents in Haringey. She cared passionately about what she did, and she was a wonderful person, a really kind, generous person, and I know she was really loved by the community. In life, all you can do is try and make a difference and hope that you'd be remembered. Nilgün certainly left her mark in life. She will always be remembered for the work that she did. She was a trailblazer, and I know that she'll be loved and adored and remembered for many, many years to come. And it's wonderful that we have this amazing building here that is providing housing for council tenants, for people who wouldn't otherwise have been housed. And it's great that Haringey Council have dedicated this building to her, and I know that there'll be more buildings for council tenants by Haringey Council in the future, including understanding the site just across here. So very well done, Haringey Council and Perai and all the team. So yeah, once again, it's been great to be here and to remember Nilgün in such a way, and I know that her memory will live on in all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is lovely to be with you today to celebrate both the new council housing and the life of a trailblazing woman. This really is probably my favourite bit of the job. It's coming and attending these events where our fantastic borough delivery partners are building new council housing, and it's easy to forget that this in its most recent iteration is a relatively new thing. There was about 30 years where councils were not able to build new council housing, but over the last 10, 15 years that has changed, and it's been a top priority for Sadiq as Mayor of London. In 2018, he set up Building Council Homes for Londoners, and since then, councils in London have started or completed 23,000 council homes across the city. Haringey is one of our biggest borough delivery partners. I'm up here quite a bit.
You are.
So
is Sadiq, to be fair.
And indeed is Sadiq. But no complaints from me. Keep building and I'll keep coming. This is, and to have a building of this scale, 80 new council homes is going to make such a difference. Across London, 1 in 23 children is currently living in temporary accommodation. 1 in 23 children are homeless. That is an absolute scandal. And it's only by building the genuinely affordable homes, the council homes, the social rented homes that we need, that we're really going to make an impact on that problem. So thank you for inviting me here today. Thank you for delivering, Perai. You've shown incredible leadership of the borough, and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
To be the Assembly member here, Neil Gunn was one of the most active councillors who really engaged with me to try and make sure that Haringey was the best it could be. And Perez talked a little about what she did, but what I remember about Neil Gunn, apart from the work around violence against women, was actually her passion for Haringey Green Lanes. And that was where she was a councillor, and she was constantly there. She was constantly engaging, and Rob, you remember this, she was constantly engaging with the business community, with the local community. And I remember the pride she had of the changes that she could make there. The getting rid of the graffiti on the railway bridge, the planters that went in, those small things, but they made such a big difference to the everyday lives of people, and that's actually what she was all about. And I also remember her for just being a great generous in spirit. She was happy to share what she knew with anybody, and she would always support me, and I know other councillors as well. And just coming here, not only seeing the plaque, but seeing her photo there, actually brings a little bit of, to the heart. So can I just thank you, and Tom as well. I know Tom as a fellow Assembly member, but and now Deputy Mayor of London, but the passion that you have, particularly for council homes, I think really shines through. And so I think it's really great that we've got a Mayor and Deputy Mayor that is not only talking but actually delivering and looking, down to a new government, and hopefully we will see more of this happening across our city as well. Thank you.
As Sharon mentioned, Neil Gunn did a lot of work around the Green Lanes area, and also, as I said, we've got her friends and family here, so I don't know if one of you want to say something today.
Say something. Hello, good morning everyone. Hello, good morning everyone. I'm one of Mildred's close friends and also her next of kin. I'm sorry I was late, I got stuck on the train today. And I'm sure a lot has been said before me about Nilgun's political career and her commitment to the community work, community activism and so on. But I want to say two things as her friend. There are quite a few of us around here today. One is, I think you were saying earlier, on her commitment to Green Lanes, so the Green Lanes region, and how she fought to transform the Green Lanes area into the bustling and vibrant neighborhood that it is today. It's really up to her, and her involvement with the Green Lane strategy group and so on. So I'm sure the local residents, we are all grateful for that. And the second one is, Megan was passionate and dedicated to the women's issues and local community issues. And I would particularly like to mention two community organizations. That is Imece, that I am part of, it's the Turkish Kurdish Women's Group, and the other one is Derman. She was instrumental in extending their services to Haringey, so women could get help, advice, assistance in all matters in their own language and counseling in their own language. So we are really, really grateful to her, and we are proud to have been her friends. And the other thing I can say that we miss her terribly, all of us. And as you know, Nilgün loved food, eating. She was forever organizing breakfast gatherings for us and lunches, sometimes in each other's houses, but most of the time on some cafe or restaurant on the Green Lanes, and we really do miss her. And it is great that this building, this beautiful housing complex is named after her, and it will be an everlasting memorial for her, and not only to remember her, but also hopefully it's an inspiration for people or for future generations who would like to follow her path. And I've talked to her family today. They live in Turkey. They couldn't make it today, and they all send their thanks and regards to all of you. And I would like to say thank you on behalf of her family, her friends, on behalf of the community, Haringey Council, and all of those involved. Thank you very much.
I'm part of Green Lanes. This is the story that I want to tell behind Nilgün's legendary reputation. But first of all, I want to thank Harai for doing all of this, because I think it means a lot to the community. I mean, those of us who knows Green Lanes and know it now, and you know, all the vibrancy, all the food and drink, that's the I keep calling it Chinatown for Turkish people. T-Town comes to mind as well, but all of that we're enjoying now is because of her vision. Because we had, you know, in 2002 we had trouble, like, you know, they're having around London, and Green Lanes was really struggling to identify itself. So we came together through Nilgün's leadership and through all the community. I see some genuine faces here. Nilgün and Zina came together and started this Green Lane Strategy Group, which is in itself, first there was nothing to follow on, you know, and from that we chip away and we claim the High Street back. Then when everything was cleaned up, we say, well, what should we do now? So we say, oh, Nilgün, a street party would be nice. So not only did we deliver one, we delivered two big festivals at one day, and that changed the way Green Lane is now. And straight after the second festival, which by the way was 2011, right? It was a month after Tottenham Rise. So it was extraordinary. The community came out in celebration rather than the opposite. And it was from there that we were really lucky to get to win our bids to the GLA, and we got the Outer London Fund. And well, you know, the rest is history. Isn't it? You know, Green Lanes is now a destination, and all of this is because of her, Nilgün's leadership, which, you know, this is really significant for all of us. I mean, we all remember her dearly. She was 100% Green Lane supporter. Even on the Tuesday we went to see her at hospital, she would say, what's happening in Green Lanes? You know, and literally, you know, loyal. She would, you know, if you've got an issue, you want Nilgün on your side, because there's nothing that she can't achieve for you. And she was passionate, she's fierce, and she was our champion, she was our leader, and, you know, we miss her.